Give me 5 minutes.
Eu só preciso de 5 minutos.
Just 5 minutes.
Only 5 minutes.
My name is John Kazadi, and I am from the Democratic Republic of Congo, probably a Congolese. Yeah, born in a big family of 11 children, and I'm the third born with my twin sister. For me to find myself in Dzaleka refugee camp, to be specific, I grew up in Zambia, where I didn't know my parents were registered as refugees until when a crisis happened in Maheba refugee camp, where my dad got deported back to DRC, and yeah, that's how he planned to come in Malawi. And us back in Zambia, we made arrangement to join him here in Malawi, and that's in short what happened for me to find myself in Malawi. Otherwise, it's a very long story that affected my studies, affected my family, yeah, in different ways. I loved school and I loved reading, and I'm an early reader. Back then in primary school, I was used to recite poems, and I loved that life up until I realized that I had this potential of writing. And what I loved reading was kids' poems, and through that reading, it developed this desire in me of writing, and I started writing. And also the American poet Prince E.A., who inspired more to start spoken word poetry, and my friends that also loved poetry. Those are the factors behind my inspiration of starting writing poetry. I would first love to talk about the idea of my poetry and what kind of poetry I write. I write poems that are very true to my life as a refugee. I write with the purpose of opening the minds of young people out there, not just refugees, but any person, any young person out there, to begin thinking of viewing themselves as normal human beings, to begin seeing beyond the limitations, to think out of the box, to use the potentials inside them to actually, make a living out of them. I'm not taking poetry just like as a simple hobby, but this is like my whole life, and I'm doing it with my whole heart. And I believe through this poetry, through my writing, it can be one way of changing the lives of young people out there, refugees around the world, with talents just as me. It's very important that young people should learn how to write their own stories. That's the best way of keeping what we have as heritages. The Branches is a creative or a community-based organization that works with young people with the mission of transforming young people through arts. So much of what we are doing, it's a transformation approach that is being done through artistic activities. So in the Branches, we are doing what we call arts for transformation. This is applied through music, poetry, drama, and dance. And the whole idea of doing this is to motivate young people, to inspire young people, to raise their awareness over the things they're supposed to take control of, to make them responsible of their lives. A lot of young people in Dzaleka refugee camp, or in most refugee camps, have lost hope. And our idea is to use art as a booster, discovering what young people are supposed to do. Basically, that's what the Branches does. As a refugee poet, there are a lot of challenges that I am facing, and then there's a lot of challenges that poets or writers are facing in Malawi. I have managed to compile a poetry anthology, of which is lacking publication because I'm a refugee. I don't have access to any publishing house, and that's the main challenge. Another challenge is exposure, which most of us need. So the challenges are how to get myself established as a poet and how to get my work published worldwide. Yeah, I'm very blessed to have good friends and a good family that supports me in other ways. Primarily, I have my friends that are like primary consumers of my poetry. Every time I write anything, they're the people telling me, wow, this is wonderful, what if you included this idea? And in addition as well, my family, my parents love what I'm doing. And every time I'm having a performance, sometimes my mom comes to watch, and my siblings and everybody in my community. To be honest, I'm having a huge support behind me, of which I appreciate, but to a certain extent, it is not enough to take me where I want to be. In 2019, as a poet, not just a poet, but somebody or someone aspiring to also change the lives of others, to teach others, I managed to form about 20 young people that are good writers, that are good poets, that if you tend to listen to them, you won't listen to me anymore. I would first of all want to thank Ubuntu, or Fraternity Without Borders, which is an organization that is supporting the creative that I am running together with Friends Branches Arts. What I would love to give fellow youths, young people out there as an advice is to believe in themselves regardless to their life conditions, because things will never be better 100%. And there are enough reasons why somebody should work hard and focus on doing something that should change their whole life. So there is no need of giving up in case things are not going well. Things will never go 100%. So it's very important to keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going.